Krishna. Satyananda Chinta Satye Kapakshe Sarvadhyakshe Bhakti Rakshadi Dakshe Shri Govinde Vishwasargadi Kande Purnanande Nityamastam Mathirme Agyana Niradhirupaita Yaya Vishesham Bhakti Parava Bhajati Pariposha Muchaihi Tatvam Param Spurati Durgamam Yapyajashram Satpunya Vritswarachitam Pranamami Gitam Gauram Sukhasat Kumuda Pramodi Swabhi Kaya Gostamo Nihanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sudani Dharme Manoditishtan Swaratim Karoto Prachina Vacha Suvichari Soham Agyopi Gita Mrtalesa Lipshu Yata Prabhoreva Madeta Tatra Shantakshamadvam Shanagatasya Sarvopanishato Gavaha Dokta Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahat Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupādamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Swadharmanyana Vairagya Sadhya Bhaktyeva Gocharaha Narayanah Parabrahma Gita Shastre Samiritaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutareshmate Bhakti Vikasa Swamiti Namine Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutareshmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yanta Pravishya Vachimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatya Shakti Taraswadamna Anyam Tahasta Charana Shravanatvagadi Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Pantvasman Puruhuta Vairi Balavan Matangamatyad Ghata Kumbo Chatri Vipadanati Kapatu Pratyeka Vajrayitaha Shrimat Kantiravasya Pradasana Dharidara Vidura Pratvastatvan Tashanta Pratinamanasa Bhavita Bhuri Bhagaihi. Hare Krishna, welcome you all for this Gita Sastri course on the 17th day. Today we will be discussing on the last part of 12th chapter and also 13th chapter, most of the 13th chapter also. So yesterday we were discussing about Arjuna's question about the supremacy of which path yields quicker result and which path is easier. So Krishna has established that bhakti, the pure devotion, nirapeksha bhakti or ananya bhakti is the quickest method to reach the goal. But of course, if you consider easiest method, then you should go for Nishkama Karma Yoga because it is easy and everyone can do this. And when you have so many obstacles to engage directly in devotion service, then there is only Nishkama Karma Yoga which is available. So Krishna has clearly spoken about these things. And then he gave 4 steps also, which kind of bhakti we should perform. And then he ended up by saying the glories of Nishkama Karma Yoga, that by doing this Karma Palatyaga Shanti Anantaram. He says by means of this Karma Palatyaga one gets Shanti, and when you have peace of mind to do devotion service, you should have peace of mind. That's why Srila Prabhupada has recommended to have Varnashrama system. He has installed in the beginning days pure devotion service, that is complete surrender to Krishna and fully dedicating our life for serving in the service of Krishna. But in the later years, he could understand that we are not in that level. We cannot immediately jump up to the level of full Ananya Bhakti. So he has advised, or he spoke very much about this establishing Varnashrama, Daily Varnashrama Dharma, so that people will get engaged according to their natural inclination and live their life very simply, just for the purpose of self-realization in the association of devotees in some farm communities. So in this way, they have time, their mind is peaceful, they are engaged in their natural inclination, and they do bhakti also. So this Varnashrama system was very much stressed in the last part of Srila Prabhupada, and he said, this is what we are meant to do in upcoming years. As an ISKCON devotees, Prabhupada said, I have done 50% of my work, that is establishing Krishna consciousness and giving philosophy. Now 50% of work is remaining that you all should do, that is establishing this Varnashrama Dharma and also doing side by side developing Bhakti Yoga also. Why? Because when you don't have peace of mind nowadays, we like to do Bhakti, but We don't have time. We are just running here and there. So when your mind is not peaceful, when you cannot concentrate, when your thought is disturbed, when the thought is disturbed by so many other processes, then where is the question of concentrating on Lord? So first of all, your mind should be peaceful. Your thought process should not spread everywhere. So it should concentrate on Krishna only. For that, Varnashrama system was very much needed. So Krishna also spoke about the Nishkam Karma Yoga in the end of his recommendation. And then we know there are three kinds of devotees that we have discussed in the beginning of this Bhagavad Gita introduction itself. We have Sannishta and Parinishtita and then Nirapeksha Bhakta. So Sannishtita Bhakta, there are two types. Sannishtita means those who perform Varnashrama dharma and in the form of worshipping Lord, they perform Varnashrama dharma in order to enjoy Swargaloka. This is Sakama Bhakta. And we have Nishkama Yogi, Nishkama Bhakta, those who perform their Varnashrama dharma with the aim of satisfying the Lord. So they attain also Swargaloka, but not to enjoy, but just to have a glimpse of Lord's glories. So they go to Swargaloka and come back, but they don't have this mood of enjoying. They are called Nishkama. And we have Parinishtita. Parinishtita Bhakta means they do devotional service primarily, but they perform their Varnashrama dharma also just to set an example. They don't have inclination, they don't have desire for performing this Varnashrama dharma, but they perform this Varnashrama dharma for Loka Sangrahamevapi, just to set an example for people in general. They perform their Varnashrama dharma as a secondary method, but their primary duty is to engage in devotional service. And then Nirapeksha Bhakta means they don't perform any Varnashrama dharma, they are completely surrendered and they are fully engaged with mind and intelligence in the 9 devotional process. So this is called Nirapeksha Bhakta. So now we cannot immediately jump to the Nirapeksha Bhakta. At least from our Nishkama Karma Yoga, we should come to the second stage, that is Parinishtita Bhakta. Parinishtita Bhakta means we should make this devotional service as a primary activity of our life, and whatever other duties that we have, it should be secondary. Yes, my duty, my primary duty is to give my time, energy, and my body, everything for devotional service. And I need to maintain this body, so I do something. I do some work just to maintain my body, but my primary duty is to engage in Lord service. That is Parinishtita Bhakta. At least we should come to this, we should strive to come to this level. So Krishna spoke about four different stages, and we can categorize them in these 3 different categories of devotees. So we should think in which category we are and where we should strive for. So having said that, then Krishna started to speak about the qualities of devotees. What kind of devotees are very dear to him, or if devotees, they develop this kind of qualities, it attracts Lord. So that is the main thing. When we develop good qualities, it attracts Lord. Just like a woman attracts all kinds of good qualities to attract a male and to attract a bride. So similarly, we are meant to be enjoyed by the Lord. So if Lord has to enjoy us, then we should develop such kind of beauty, such kind of quality, so that Lord, when he sees us, he will select us. Similarly, Lord gives us various qualities, that what are the qualities that we should develop. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirhankara samadukakshokshami santushta satatam yogi yadatma dridhanishchayah mayyarpitamano buddhir yomad bhakta samay priyaha. This is the first shloka that I have learned after coming to Krishna consciousness. As I said, when we are very small, we went to temple, and in the Sunday feast lecture, this is the shloka they chanted, and by chanting with them, we memorize the shloka on the same day. So this is my favorite shloka. So Krishna says here, Adveshta sarva bhutanam. A devotee is Adveshta. He doesn't have enmity to anyone. He doesn't hate anyone. Even if somebody shows enmity towards him, he understands this because of my prarabdha karma. Lord has made him look like my enemy, but actually he is not my enemy. My prarabdha karma, because of my prarabdha karma, he is just being used as an enemy, as a person who hates me or as a person who hurts me, but actually it is not the person who is actually hurting me. It is because of my karma I am suffering. So he's Adveshta. He doesn't show enmity with anyone. Maitraha. Rather, instead of seeing them as enemies, he always shows affection for everyone, even for those who hate him. He shows affection because everybody is ultimately abode of Supreme Lord, because everyone is carrying Supreme Lord Paramatma in their heart. So, keeping Paramatma in their heart, everyone is considered as temple of Lord. So, they all should be respected. So, devotee respects everyone. Karunaha. Karunaha means he shows mercy. What kind of mercy he shows? He thinks, he laments that this Jivatma is supposed to be enjoying with the Lord. He is not meant to suffer like this in this world, but by forgetting his own identification, by forgetting his relationship with the Lord, this Jivatma is suffering. So I should help this Jivatma to regain its consciousness. So by seeing the Jivatma, he actually shows mercy by means of giving the knowledge. That is called real mercy. Nirmama, he is devoid of possessiveness or possessiveness of objects or body, because both in this world, whatever you see, it's simply a transformation of this Panchabhuta. So for a pot maker, the doll which is made up of clay, whatever doll it may be a lion, it may be a elephant, it may be a horse, it may be a lamp, it may be a plate, it is just a lump of clay. But when you see the differences by means of form, then you get excited. Oh, this is elephant. Oh, this is horse. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is that. But for a pot maker who knows the tattva, who sees only clay, he sees everything as a clay. Similarly, when you know the tattva, everything is just a transformation of prakriti. Then he won't find attraction towards gold, or he doesn't hate earth. He sees both the things are in the same transformation. So he's nirmama. He doesn't entertain this possessiveness for anything else. Nirahankaraha. He's free from the delusion that this is my body. I am this body. He understands this is my body. I am not this body. So he's free from this delusion of nirahankara. He's not having hankara. Samadukak shugakshami. He tolerates both happiness and distress. Does not get agitated. He tolerates. Okay, we can tolerate our distress, but why to tolerate our happiness? Happiness is meant for enjoyment, correct? So why to tolerate happiness? Happiness is happiness. Why to tolerate that? We have seen this kind of situation in the second chapter itself. For a person who is in the path of self-realization, for him, this material happiness is actually a disturbance, because he's already going towards a lot. We have given an example also. A person, a boy who is rushing towards his friend. His friend is calling, okay, come here, we want to play, we can go for cricket and play. He's rushing, and then suddenly mother comes with apple juice. Okay, you should drink this juice and go, then you will get energy. But he doesn't like, he likes actual apple juice, but he's in his mind, he's actually rushing for something else. He's going for some higher enjoyment. But when you bring this apple juice, it actually doesn't like, but still what he will do? Okay, give, I will drink. He will just drink very fast and he will go. Similarly, a person who is in the path of self-realization, for him, the worldly enjoyment is also an obstacle. He actually doesn't like, but still he tolerates. Okay, Lord is giving me, okay, I will just enjoy this because it will burn my punya karma. So he will just enjoy this as not an enjoyment actually, but he enjoys this, tolerating this enjoyment, and he goes away. That's why it said here, samadukak shukakshami santushtaha. He's always happy. He's peaceful in his heart in loss and gain. Why? Satatam yogi. Because he's always connected with his guru. Because he's always connected with the spiritual knowledge. Because he's always connected with the spiritual things. So by constant hearing, by constantly remembering about the nature of the soul and Lord, about the Prakriti, then for him the loss or gain or pain and pleasure, it doesn't actually affect him because of being fixed as a Satatam yogi. Yatatma, he's having a controlled senses. So it's called Yatatma. Dhritanishchayaha. Dhritanishchaya means he's firm in his Nishchaya, in his decisions. He is firmly convinced, yes, I am the servant of Lord, and I am servant of the Lord only. I don't belong to anyone. I don't have to serve anyone. I am meant to be a servant of Lord only. He is very, very fixed in that. Otherwise, Prahalada is just 5 years old, and father is pushing, just chant my name once. I will leave you. I will leave you, otherwise, I will kill you. But he's very much convinced. If somebody is terrorizing us, we will immediately say, yes, yes, Krishna is not God and you are God. We will immediately change if some small problem comes. But Prahalad, even though he is very 5-year-old boy, he was fearless. He was shaking. His father was shaking by seeing his stubbornness, by seeing his fearlessness. And he said, no, I cannot chant your name. I can chant only Lord's name. He's fixed. Whatever happens, let it happen, but I will chant only Lord's name. I'm not going to change a bit from this. His Dhrida Nishchaya. Why is Dhrida Nishchaya? Because he has given his mind and intelligence to the Lord. Once if your mind and intelligence is given to the Lord, then you cannot change. You cannot change that person because the mind and intelligence is not with him. So that's why he's always peaceful and he is not disturbed by any kind of disturbance. And then Yasman no dichite loko, loka no dichite jayaha, arsham arsha vayovat vegir mukto yascha samay priyaha. No one fears him or gets disturbed by him, and he is not disturbed or fearful from anyone else. This is a quality of a devotee. He is not terrorizing anyone like Rakshasas. Like when you see someone, you always get terrified. Okay, you know, if he's coming, then people they slowly they move away. Okay, I don't want to see this person. I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to be with him because he's terrifying sometimes. But this devotee, just by seeing him, you become happy, you become peaceful, and you want to see him more and more. So he's just such a kind of devotee. And he is not terrified by anyone also. A devotee is simply, he just stays like that, and whatever challenges comes, whatever great difficulties come, he's not moved by those things. He's very firm. Like Srila Prabhupada, he went alone. He went alone to US, and then he managed all kinds of situation. What kind of terrific things happened there? So many crazy people, so many drug addicts. They did so many unimaginable things. But Srila Prabhupada was there. He was not shaken by any of these things. He stayed and he won. So that is the quality of devotee. He doesn't give fear. He is not fearful of anyone. He doesn't disturb anyone. He is not disturbed by anyone. Why? Harsham harsha bhayavat vegir mukto yascha samay priyaha. He is free from joy, jealousy, fear, and anxiety. What is joy? Getting something enjoyable is joy. What is jealousy? Jealousy means if somebody has got something which you don't have, then you get jealousy. Amarsha. Then fear. Fear means seeing something uncomfortable things are coming. That is fear. Then what is anxiety? Anxiety means how can I survive without doing anything? So many times we have this question. Oh my God, what I will do, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to just forget about. Krishna will take care. Ma kelara vicharamu. This Tyagaraja Swami says, Ma kelara vicharamu. He says, why we should worry? Maruganna Shri Ramachandra. When Ramachandra is there, why I should worry? Parents has to worry. Child won't get worried. Child will never think, okay, tomorrow how you are going to feed me, whether you're going to get me clothes or not, whether you're going to give me fees or not. No, child is child. It is completely dependent on the Lord. The Lord will take care of everything. So he is without anxiety. Anapeksha sudhir taksha udasino gatavvitaha sarvaramba parityagi yomad bhakta samayapriyaha. Anapeksha. He doesn't have any iksha, means he is without any aspirations. Enjoying whatever it comes on its own without any expectation. Like I said, Tyagaraja Swami. He is a great Rama Bhakta, and then he goes to the street for Unjavritti to get Bhiksha. And how he does that? He doesn't walk even full street. He just goes, he has one limit, maybe 3 house, 4 house. In that 4 house, whatever he gets, he will just manage with that. He doesn't have time to go for begging, to go on begging. So he will go, he will not even ask anyone, please give me something. He will be singing. He will be singing Lord Rama's Kirtana, whatever he has composed. Ma kelara vicharamo. Like this, he will be singing, and then people will be waiting in the road to give him bhiksha, because you should have this fortune to give bhiksha to him. He doesn't have to ask bhiksha. People will be waiting whether he will accept bhiksha from me. So he will accept maybe from one or two people. When that small cup, his small cup is full, he will go back. He will not ask more than that. So his anapeksha is just self-satisfied. Suchir. Suchir means he is clean internally and externally. He is very pure. And dakshaha means he is very skillful, being able to deliberate on the meanings of the scriptures on his own. That we should understand. We should read and we should deliberate also. We should think about what it is said here, why it is said here like this. Not just, we are not nowadays interested in much philosophy. We just hear something here and there, and here. Just keep on hearing, but actually we don't come to an understanding. So we should think, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, then Drashtavyam, then you can see the Lord. If you hear and start deliberating on it, Udasinaha, he's neutral, he's not attached with anyone. He manages, he deals with everyone, but he is not attached with anyone. He's Udasinaha, Gatavyataha. Gatavyataha means without distress, even though someone does wrongs to him, someone does some bad things to him, he doesn't care. Gatavyataha. Sarvaramba parityagi. Sarvaramba parityagi means he doesn't try to do some heavy works which will obstruct his devotion service. He knows this thing I can do, only this much I can do. He doesn't take up some heavy tasks. He doesn't go for Ugra Karma. He doesn't desire to build some big house or big bungalow. He knows I don't have this much ability. So I will just do whatever it's needed for me. According to my ability, I will do, and I will be happy. That is called Sarvaramba Parityagi. He will give up. If some work or some endeavor is going to obstruct his devotion service, he will just give it up. He rejects distracting undertakings. That's why it's called Sarvaramba Parityagi. Then Yona Harshati na Dveshti na Sochati na Kamshati Suvasuva Parityagi Bhaktiman Yasame Priyaha. He neither rejoices, he neither hates, he neither laments, he neither hankers. Giving up all kinds of sinful and pious action works only for the Krishna satisfaction. That is called that. So that kind of devotee is very dear to the Lord. He never rejoices or he never hates, he never laments. Whatever comes, he just keeps it as Lord satisfaction. He just works for Lord satisfaction. Like Purandara Dasa. He was a great rich man. He was a billionaire. But when he understood that serving Lord is the most important thing, so he left everything. He came to Pandharpur and then he started to glorify Lord. And then he was teaching music to a woman who sings in the temple. And then there are poets who wanted to bring bad name to him. So what they did, they were complaining about this Purandara Dasa, that he is going and meeting that lady very often. So Lord wanted to establish Purandara Dasa's glory. So Lord has stolen one of the necklace, very precious necklace, and then the necklace was not there. And then this lady, she complained that Purandara Dasa has stolen. So the king brought Purandara Dasa and he tied him. He wanted to punish him. Purandara Dasa did not tell anything. He did not say, you see, my dear king, I was a big rich man. I had so much wealth. I left everything for Nama Sankirtana. And just for this one small jewel, I want to do this kind of sinful activity. No, I don't want to do this. But he did not explain anything. He was just staying there because man apamana ninake. He said to Krishna, Krishna, this man apamana, it is not for me, it is ninake, it is for you only. I will just stay like this. If If I get respect, it is for you. If I get disrespect, it is also for you, because I am your servant. So you do whatever you want to do. Then the king wanted to beat him. Then the lash could not come. The lash was taken away from him. And then king was looking, where is that lash? And then the lash was with Krishna's hand. He could understand that this is Krishna's Leela happened. So in this way, the devotees, they don't care for their own self-respect, or they don't care for their disrespect also. They always do their work for satisfaction of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada always did. He was not doing Janaranjana. Just to please people, he will speak all kinds of pleasing words. No, he will speak the truth, whether you like it or not. He will speak the truth, and that is the only thing which will benefit you. Speaking the untruth, it will not benefit you. It may sound like very good thing, but it is not ultimately going to benefit you. So he always does his work for the satisfaction of the Lord. समक्षत्रौ च मित्रे च तदामानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. He is equal to enemy and friend. He is equal in respect and disrespect. He is equal in the dualities like cold and heat, happiness or distress. And he does not like to associate with the materialistic people. That is the main quality of a devotee. What is the quality of a sadhu? That is asat sangatyagi, a Vaishnava achar. To give up. Okay, we'll discuss about the questions later. Keep it for the end of the class. So yeah, he doesn't like to associate with the materialistic people. Tulya ninda stuti. Tulya ninda stuti means same in ninda and stuti, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says amanina manadhena. He doesn't expect any respect, but he always ready to give respect to the people. And mauni means he's controlled in his speech. He doesn't talk materialistic things. He doesn't do prajalpa. He always speaks only about the Lord. Aniketaha, whatever come on its own, agreeable or disagreeable, he will just accept it. Or aniketaha means he doesn't consider this is my house. That is actual meaning of aniketa. Aniketa means one who is without house. So devotees, they will never think this is my house. They will think Lord has given me a shelter to stay in this place. I'm using this. This is not my house. So this is how he thinks. Stiramatihi means he is convinced in the knowledge of the soul of the Lord. So these qualities are very pleasing to the Lord. So you can see many qualities are repeated. So it is not a dosha. So repeating a quality, it helps us to stress the importance of that quality. So Krishna says that these qualities are attracting me. So either we should check whether we have any of these qualities. If we don't have, we try to develop all these qualities. Then only Lord will get attracted. So once a Gadadhara Pandita in Gaudiya Sampradaya, Gadadhara Pandit, he used to give lectures. So one zamindar in that area, he used to go and hear the lectures every day. So the wife of the zamindar, she used to tell, don't go for his lecture. You will also get renunciation, and you will leave your family, and you will go. Then this zamindar, he says, don't worry, I will not go, because all these days I'm hearing. I did not go. So it won't happen. You don't worry. If you want, you can also come and hear. And she says, no, I won't come. Then she wanted to bring bad name to Gadadhara Pandit. So what she did, she arranged a woman with a child. So the woman comes when Gadadhara Pandit was giving lecture. The woman comes shouting, saying that you have cheated me. Then people, they started to speak differently. Those who are in Sattva Guna, they started to see, okay, anyway, Gadadhara Pandit, we know he is pure, so he won't do that. And those who are in Rajoguna, they were thinking, who knows what is going to happen? You know, we don't know what is the truth. Those who are in Tamoguna, they already started doing Ninda. You stop lecture, first of all, you give answer for this women. Then Gadadhara Pandit, he was not disturbed by this situation. He just stood up very peacefully, very calmly. He went to that lady. He asked apology. He fell on the lady's feet, and he said, whatever is done, it is already done. The mistake cannot be rectified. So maybe you are saying that I have cheated you. So how to rectify the situation? How can I help you? What should I do to rectify my situation? As soon as when the lady heard this, in front of everyone, he fell at that woman's feet and he started to beg, and he asked for forgiveness, and he wanted to rectify the situation. Even though the lady may have different conception, but just by that pure devotee's association, her heart got changed. She immediately said, Swami, please forgive me. I was employed by this Jamindar wife to bring a bad name to you. So I have acted in such a way. But you are very pure. Then Gadadhar Pandit, he felt actually bad. He thought, if I get this bad name, I can leave all this place and I can go to Vrindavan alone. I can do my bhajan. Because I'm here, I have to take care of this. I have to give lecture. I have to do this. I have to do that. But if I am alone, I can go to Vrindavan. I can do my own bhajan. But Lord is not allowing him. The much you develop detachment, the Lord gives you more and more association. And because in this way only, by means of sadhu sangha, only people can be helped. Lord cannot come all the time. So Lord is keeping all these sadhus in the society just so that they can help the devotees. So in this way, devotees, we can give for each and every quality we can give one story. But if we start giving one story, then our whole lecture will be story. Then we will not cover the chapter. So I will just end here. And the last shloka, in the last shloka, Krishna says, Edu dharma amritam idam yadoktam pariyupasate shraddhadhana mat parama bhaktaste ativa me priyaha. So those who are really studying in bhakti, those who follow this dharma amritam, he says this nectarian path with all good qualities. This bhakti path is a nectarian path. It is very sweet and it is with all kinds of good qualities. It doesn't have any bad qualities. Like in karma, at least you will have some sinful activities. In jnana also, there are some chances of falling down. But in bhakti, it is amrita. It is no, there is no any sinful activities. It is very pleasingly done, and there is no any chance of falling down. So here he says this bhakti amritam. So edu dharma amritam, dharma amritam idam yadoktam. As I said, yadoktam means which I have explained to you just now. Pariyupasate, one who takes full shelter of this path, of this bhakti path, shraddha with complete faith, mat paramaha, keeping me as the ultimate goal, bhaktaste ativa me priyaha. So that kind of devotee is the most pleasing devotee. So here Krishna says with faith. Krishna all the time says with faith, with faith. So we can understand for devotion, this is the first step to develop faith. Shraddha. Shraddha, what is Shraddha? Shraddha means Sudrida Nishchaya. Sudrida Nishchaya, complete faith. It is called Shraddha. What is complete faith? Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Just by doing Krishna Bhakti, everything else is done. Whatever dharma that we have produced or we have manufactured in this world, everything is completed. Everything is fulfilled just by doing Krishna Bhakti. If we have this faith, then we don't have to perform even any other duties. Just by doing Krishna Bhakti, we can attain all kinds of results, like we were discussing yesterday. But since we don't have that kind of strong faith, so now we will be in the level of Nishkama Karma Yogi, and slowly will come to the Parinishthita Bhakta, and slowly we can come to the level of Nirapeksha Bhakta. So this faith develops. First of all, we have faith. Then sadhu sangha, by means of little faith. Now we all have faith. We all have faith that yes, Bhagavad Gita is good. Then what happens? Then we start associating with devotees. When you hear Bhagavad Gita, then you feel something good. Like many devotees, they give us feedback. Yes, we are hearing this Bhagavad Gita. It is very nice. It brings change in our heart. It is very pleasing. I'm feeling very happy, very inspired. This is first form of faith. Then what happens? They start to associate with devotees, sadhu sangha. Then what happens? The devotees, they engage them in devotion service, bhajana kriya. We ask them to chant, to offer prasadam, and to hear Bhagavatam again. So like this, we engage devotees. They start to engage us in devotion service, sadhu sangha. Then bhajana kriya, then anartha nivritti. When you start engaging in devotion service, then unnecessary things in your hearts get cleared up. Anartha nivritti. Then nishta. Then you get steadiness in bhakti. Then ruchi. Then small taste develops to do this devotional practice. Then Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, then attachment develops. This is my Krishna, my devotional service. Then Bhava, Prema, like this. the devotional service, it goes from one step to another step. So in this 12th chapter, Krishna concludes that only by devotional service the Lord is attained and Lord is conquered by means of devotional service. In the beginning, you practice devotional service to attain the Lord, but what happens? Lord, he becomes your servant by means of the devotional service. So this is the glory of this devotional service. So about this devotional service, there are hundreds and thousands of shlokas from Bhagavatam, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Bhagavad Gita itself. I have few of the shlokas, but I'm not going to discuss all these things now, considering our time limit. We'll go to the 13th chapter. So this 13th chapter is called Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga. So now we are entering inside the third phase of Bhagavad Gita, that is Jnana Yoga. The first 6 chapter is called Karma Yoga, the middle 6 chapter which deals about Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 chapter which is dealing about Jnana Yoga. So this is like 3 parts of our Nishkam Karma Yoga. That this is not my work, I am not the doer and I am not the enjoyer. So this is not the my work, it is like Karma Yoga, and I am not the enjoyer. This is Bhakti Yoga, and I am not the doer. For this you need Jnana. I am not the doer. The Lord is a doer and Prakriti is a doer. I am just a witness, or I just desire, and everything is done by Prakriti and Lord. So this needs Jnana. So we can divide this also in the 3 forms. Pradhana Purusha Vyakta Sarveshwara Visheshanam Karmadhir Bhaktirtyadi Purvashesho Anito Antimoditaha. So according to Yamunacharya, in his Gita Sangraha, he says Pradhana Purusha Vyakta Sarveshwara Visheshanam. In this last 6 chapter, the description about Mula Prakriti, Jivatma Tatma, and the combined, they both combine together to make this gross material world, and about also Sarveshwara Tattva. These things are discussed in this, and also Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, its Swarupa, and how it should be applied. That is also discussed, and also remaining things which are all left out from first 12 chapters. Those left out things are discussed in this last 6 chapters. Pradhana Purusha Vyakta Sarveshwara Visheshanam Karmadir Bhaktirityadi Purvashesho Antimoditaha. So this is the Sangraha Shloka for next 6 chapters. So he starts with this 13th chapter. So what this 13th chapter is called? It is called Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga. So Vibhaga Yoga, separating. Vibhaga means separating or distinguishing. So by means of distinguishing this Prakriti and Purusha, it brings us to a certain yoga. It brings us to a connection with the Lord. So it is called Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga, and how it is going to happen, that we will see in this chapter. So in this chapter, what is the subject matter which are discussed? Deha Swarupam, Atma Pehetuhu, Atma Visheshanam, Bandha Hetuhu, Vivekaha Cha Trayodasa Udhiryate. So Swarupa, Deha Swarupam. Deha Swarupa means the Swarupa of Deha, and Atma Pehetuhu, the means to attain Jivatma Swarupa, and Atma Visheshanam. Atma Visheshanam means here Paramatma's supreme qualities, and Bandha Hetuhu, research knowledge about the Atma and reasons for Atma's relationship with this Prakriti, and how to disassociate with this Prakriti, Vivekaha. So these are all the subjects matter which are discussed in the 13th chapter. We'll go to the 13th chapter. So, so far we have understood that Jnana serves as a door to Bhakti also. Like we have karma, by means of karma, slowly we come to the level of Bhakti, and we have also directly engaging in devotion service, we come to Bhakti. Even to directly engage ourselves in devotion service, we need Jnana. To some extent, we need some knowledge. Then we will be engaged, we will be allowed, or we can enter inside this Bhakti Yoga. Like Krishna said, Ham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhuta bhava samanvitaha. One who knows me as complete truth. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the origin of everything. Iti matva. One who knows this. Bhajante mam. Then he worships me. Bhuta bhava samanvitaha. With heart, with bhuta bhava, with everything, whatever he possesses, he worships me. So understanding Lord, ultimately jnana serves as a doorstep for this bhakti. So in this 13th chapter, the detailed knowledge concerning the body, jiva, and the Lord is detailedly delineated in this 13th chapter. So what is Purusha? What is Prakriti? This whole world is a combination of Purusha and Prakriti. A fruit is called apple. The apple doesn't know it is as an apple. The other apple doesn't know it as an apple. Only we know it is an apple. Similarly, in this world, not a single thing which knows other thing. Only we can see all these things. The mountain doesn't know about river. The rivers doesn't know about earth. The earth doesn't know about planets. They don't know about each other because they don't have jnana. So they are all called prakritis, which doesn't have jnana, which is not able to realize, which is not able to understand anything. They are called prakriti. And who is able to understand all these things? We are able to understand. We see everything. We understand. We perceive. We realize. So we are all called Purusha. So this whole world is a combination of these two things, Purusha and Prakriti. So this whole world is combined form of this Purusha and Prakriti, and we need to see the distinction between this Purusha and Prakriti. It is very well combined in such a way that we are completely in illusion that we are one. There is no difference. We are so attached, we are so immersed in the thought of Prakriti that we have forgotten our own identification and we start to identify with this Prakriti. So because of that, we are suffering in this world. So now what we need to do by means of intelligence, we need to separate these two things. No, I am different from this. I am not this. I am not this. I am not this. It's called neti neti tattva. So this is called jnana yoga. Jnana yoga means by means of neti neti. I am not this. I am not this. I am not this. I am not this. So by means of slowly, diligently researching or trying to find out we are not this, we are not this, we are not this, then we come to an ultimate understanding that yes, this is the soul. So this is called jnana yoga. So in this, the real nature of body, jiva and supreme lord, it is going to be discussed, and the cause of relationship between this jiva and this sharira, it is also going to be discussed. So, and the means to distinguish it, that is also going to be discussed in this 13th chapter. So 13th chapter starts with Arjuna's question. It says, Arjuna vacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetrajna evacha edat vidittum ichchami jnanam nyayam cha keshava. Arjuna asks certain questions. Now with 12th chapter, it's already completed. 12th chapter, we understand bhakti is the only process and Lord is the only goal. So by means of bhakti, we can attain Lord. But Krishna has not yet spoken about one thing. In the first 6th chapter, he spoke mostly about Jivatma and how to realize a Jivatma. In the middle 6th chapter, he spoke about Lord and how to attain him. But he left out one main thing. Third tattva. What is the tattva? Prakriti. He left out about Prakriti. He did not describe anything about Prakriti. He just gave few details here and there about Prakriti. Prakriti karyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha. In few places he spoke, and also in 7th chapter he spoke about the Prakriti. There are two kinds of Prakriti. One is para Prakriti, one is apara Prakriti. So in few places he just touched about Prakriti, but he did not give complete picture of Prakriti. So Krishna has to finish that. Prakriti, what is Prakriti and what are the qualities of Prakriti? How this Jivatma came in touch with this Prakriti and how to distinguish, how to separate us, disassociate us from this Prakriti. So these are the things which are going to be discussed in this. So Arjuna is asking question, what is Prakriti, Krishna? What is Purusha? What is Kshetra? What is Kshetrajna? What is Jnanam? What is Nyayam? So he asked all this question. Now Krishna is going to answer all this question, and we have very less time, so I will just try to rush if possible. Otherwise, anyway, we are Jivatmas. Time is eternal. We are also eternal. Bhagavad Gita is eternal. So we have time always to read Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Ittabhidiyate. Etadyo veditam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tat vidaha. So Krishna says, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Ittabhidiyate. Hey Kaunteya, hey Arjuna, this body is called Kshetra. Kshetra means field. Like we have a agriculture field. So this body is considered as a field because with this body we do some karma, and by means of this karma we we fructify some of the fruits, and we take good and bad actions. We take the fruits from this body. So this body is called Kshetra. Idam Shariram. Shariram means with its senses, with its prana. It is called Sharira. This Sharira is called Kshetra. Sharira means we know this distinction between these two words, Sharira and Deha. Sharira means which grows, that is called Sharira, and Deha means that which decays or that which declines, it's called Deha. So till some age we can call it as Sharira, and after some time it doesn't grow, then we should call it as Deha also. So here Krishna says Shariram because it helps us to grow our happiness and distress in this material world. That's why this Sharira, this is called Sharira. So the Sharira is called Kshetram. And who is Kshetrajna? The knower of this body is called Kshetrajna. Actually, we all know this is our body, but even though we know this body, we don't act in such a way. We know this is our body, and we all the time speak like this. I have a headache, my eyes are paining, my ears doesn't have proper hearing capacity, my hands are paining, my legs are paining, my body is paining. Nobody says I body paining, I eyes paining, I nose paining, I ears paining. We say my. All the time we say my. But we always think this is, we never say, we say this is my body, but we never act in such a way. We always act in a way that this is me. We always act in this bodily concept of life. So those who act in this bodily concept of life, they are not Kshetrajna. Even though the ignorant person also knows that I'm having this human body, but he may know it theoretically or he may know apparently, but he cannot realize, he cannot act in such a way. So he is not Kshetrajna. Who is real Kshetrajna? One who understands I am different from this body. I am not this body. I am different from this body. While sleeping, while walking, while talking, while eating, I am spirit soul. I am not this body. And this body is a means for my both enjoyment and liberation. So this body should be used as a means for liberation. So if one has this knowledge, the proper knowledge about the body, then he is called Kshetrajna. Not anybody who has body is called Kshetrajna, but one who understands the real swarupa of this body, the temporariness of this body, the purpose of this body, and I am different from this body. When you understand this, then he is called Kshetrajna. Those who know the real nature and functions of this body is called Kshetrajna, not the person who has ignorance thinking that he is this body. So we are all having this ignorance, correct? We all say in practical life, we all say, we all hear, we all see, but actually Pashyan Napina Pashyati, we all see but we don't see. That is what happening with this. That's why we all call us ignorant. Then Krishna says, saying that those who know the body, the purpose of the body, he is Kshetrajna. But there is a third, there is a second Kshetrajna. Who is that second Kshetrajna? He says, Aham, Lord, he says, Kshetrajnam chapi mam viddhi sarvakshetresu bharata kshetra kshetragnyor jnanam yattad jnanam matam mama. This is little philosophical because it is jnana yoga kanda. So we should little use our intelligence to understand. It's not so difficult. In the beginning, it may look like that, but in the end, it will be very easy. So he says that I am also kshetrajna because I know every body. Maybe you know only your body. You have limitations to know about your body. But I am such a kind of kshetrajna. I know the functions, the property, the swarup of all the bodies because I am inside every body as a Paramatma. So I am also the supreme kshetrajna. I know all the body because I am the Lord of all, knows all these fields, and I support them like a king. The king, he supports everyone, he knows everything, but he's by his power he can stay everywhere. That is the real kshetrajna. Lord is second kshetrajna, or we can say he's the mukhya kshetrajna. We are just a small kshetrajna, and Lord is the mukhya kshetrajna. So we should understand this body is just like an house with so many windows, so many doors, so many different things are in the house. So a person enters the house, he doesn't think himself as house. He enters, he stays in that house for some time to work and to attain his goal, and he goes back. But if somebody is staying inside house and start developing attachment, oh, this is my house, then it is foolishness. So we should understand the difference between this body and us. The difference between body and soul is explained when you are dead. When you are dead, what happens? The wife, the child, everybody starts crying, lamenting, and shouting. But the person who is lying down is not going to come and pacify you. So far, this person, he doesn't want to see your tears in your eyes. As soon as you start crying, then he will immediately come and pacify you. But the same person is lying down now, and he is not able to do anything for you, even if you cry so much. Why? Because the person who was residing inside that body, he has left. What we are thinking, this is my husband, this is my son, this is my child, this is my father, mother. The same body is lying down, but the person has left already. So we should see in this way that we should slowly develop the real knowledge of the soul. Otherwise, we can see, we say, I see, I hear, I eat, I work, but not understanding, we are using this body as an instrument. This body is just like an instrument, like a person using the car. He's just driving the car. But car is doing many different kinds of functions. It is having light, and it is having horn, it is having this wiper, it has doors, it has windows, it is having so many functions. But what happens, he is thinking, I am doing everything. Actually, you are not doing everything. The car is set in such a way, it is doing on its own. Just you are there, and you just you just press a button, and everything is done by Prakriti itself, by the car's nature itself. So we should understand the difference between the body, the soul, and also the Paramatma. These three things are very important to understand. This is called Tattvatraya. These three tattvas are there. In this world, only the three things are exist. There is nothing else. These three things we should understand. What is it? Bhokta, Bhogyam, Preritaram Tamatva, Sarvam Proktam Trividam, Brahmam Etat. So there are three things in this world. Bhokta, enjoyer, Bhogyam, to be enjoyed, Preritaram. Preritaram means one who inspires us. So enjoyer, enjoyed, and controller. So we are the enjoyers. Prakriti is enjoyed, and controller is Paramatma. So these three things are there. Only these three things exist. Charam Pradhanam Amritaksharam Harehe Chara Atmano Ishade Deva Ekaha. So there is only one Lord who is controlling both this Pradhana and also Jiva. So Jiva, it's mutable, it can be changed, it changes all the time. And Prakriti is changeable, it changes all the time. But Jiva Atma is immutable, it doesn't change. What it does, it is always trying to enjoy. So this Prakriti and Purusha, that is Jiva Atma, these both are controlled by Deva Ekaha, by only one Lord. These are the some of the quotations from Upanishad. So we should understand these three things. Not only two things, but there are three tattvas. When you understand these three tattva, then you get liberation. Until you understand this is Prakriti, I am the enjoyer, and I can enjoy as much as I like, then we are in this samsara again and again. When you understand that there is a third tattva who is controlling everything, who is watching us, and who is waiting for us, then the real knowledge develops. So Krishna says, this is called real knowledge. He says, kshetragyor jnanam yatta jnanam mattam mama. He says, what is real knowledge? Real knowledge means to understand the distinction between kshetra and kshetrajna, the distinction between Prakriti and two Purushas. What are the two Purushas? One is Paramatma, other one is Jivatma. So understanding this three tattva, it is considered as real knowledge. So Krishna says, now Arjuna, hear from me the position of this Prakriti and its content, its transformations, its origin and its Swarupa, and hear from me the two knowers of the field, that is Kshetrajna and their Swarupas and their powers. So this has been described by many rishis. He says, Rishibir Bahuda Gitam Chandobir Vivida Prataha, Vivida Pratak, Brahma Sutra Padaschaiva, Hetumadbir Vinishchitaha. Krishna says that this knowledge is being delineated by many rishis. Rishibir Bahuda Gitam. Many rishis have sung about these three things. And Chandobir Vivida Pratak, and Chandoha means in Vedic literature also. In Upanishads, we find this kinds of verses, we find this kinds of statements everywhere. Brahma Sutra Padaschaiva. Brahma Sutra means either Vedanta Sutra. In Vedanta Sutra also, we can find this kind of knowledge, that the distinction between these three things. So Krishna, before going to explain something, is quoting from authorities. Krishna can say, he can say, this is my opinion, but Krishna doesn't say this is my opinion. He says, this is the knowledge which Vedas they speak, which rishis they speak, and which Vedanta Sutra, in Vedanta Sutra, Vyasadeva speaks. So who is Vyasadeva? Krishna. So you can see Krishna in the form of Vyasadeva, he is quoting Krishna. Vyasadeva all the time he says, this is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Vyasadeva quotes Krishna. And again, Krishna quotes Vyasadeva. Krishna says, this is what Vyasadeva says. So both are Krishna avatara. One avatara is to do Leela, other avatara is to record that Leela. Because how do you know about Rama, Krishna, Varaha, Narasimha? How do you know? They are all in different yugas. They are all avatars. But even now, if you want to understand what is Narasimha or how he looks like, then you should understand, then you should read Bhagavatam. When you read Bhagavatam, which is given by Vyasadeva, then he will bring you Narasimha in front of you. He can bring Rama in front of you. He can bring Krishna in front of you. So, Pratyakshamiva Darshitam. By means of reading those descriptions, you can feel their presence. By reading Bhagavatam, you can feel that Krishna has just appeared, Vamana has just appeared, yes, Narasimha has just appeared, Varaha has just appeared. Like that, you can feel. That's how the Lord has done the service in the form of Vyasadeva. So, of all the avatars, we can consider Vyasadeva is the highest. Why? Because by that avatara only we came to know about all other avatars. Otherwise, all other avatars are unknown to us if there is no Vyasa avatar. So Vyasadeva can be considered or should be considered as the highest avatar of all, because he gives us everyone. So here Krishna, he glorifies Vyasadeva, he gives supreme position to Vyasadeva. And he says in all kinds of Vedic literature, this is what discussed by means of logical arguments, by means of Brahma Sutra, by means of various rishis. This is what described. What is described? That Brahma Pucham Pratishta, that Lord Brahman or Lord is the foundation of all. And there are 5 things which are discussed in the Chandogya Upanishad. It says Anna Brahma, and then we have Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. So in this Annamaya, and then we have Pranamaya, Manomaya. These 3 things discuss about the Prakriti Tattva. And we have Vijnanamaya, which speaks about Atma Tattva, and Anandamaya, which speaks about Brahma Tattva, which speaks about the Lord. So these 3 tattvas are all the time being discussed in the Vedic literature. So Krishna, he just wants us to understand that whatever we speak, it should be in Vedic premises. We cannot speak anything apart from Vedas. Krishna can say, this is my opinion. No, he says this is what Vedas say. So whatever we want to understand about spiritual things, it should be in Veda. If it is not from Vedic literature, then we reject, simply we reject it. Even if it is told by Lord, like Buddha, even though he's Lord Avatar, but he's not quoting Vedas, he's rejecting Vedas, so we reject him. So Krishna is glorifying about the importance of accepting the Veda. Then Krishna starts speaking about 24 elements. So first of all, now Krishna starts to explain what is Kshetra, what is this Prakriti. This body is a Prakriti. This body is made up of Prakriti. So what this body is made up of? This body is made up of 24 elements. He says, Mahabhutani Hankara Buddhi Rabhyaktamevacha Indriyani Dasaikam Cha Panchendriya Gocharaha Ichadve Sukha Dukkam Sangadas Chetan Dritaha Etak Kshetram Samasena Savikaram Udahritam. He says Mahabhutani. Mahabhutani means Panchabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. It's called Mahabhuta. Then Ahankara. Ahankara means it is Tamasa Bhuta. Tamasa Bhuta means it is the cause of all the 5 elements. So it's called Ahankara. And Buddhi. Buddhi means Mahatattva. So Buddhi is or Mahatattva is the cause of Ahankara. And we have Abhyakta Prakriti. So Abhyakta Prakriti means it is Pradhana. That is 3 guna. So this 3 guna is the cause of Mahatattva. You can see that Ahankara, first of all, Ahankara, it is the cause of these 5 elements, Panchabhuta. First of all, we have Ahankara. From Ahankara, we have Panchabhuta. So then, then we have Buddhi, that is Mahatattva. So Mahatattva is the cause of Ahankara. Then Ahankara, then Mahatattva. How Mahatattva comes? Mahatattva comes from Abhyakta, that is Pradhana. That is 3 modes of material nature. So from 3 modes, we have Mahatattva. From Mahatattva we have Ahankara. From Ahankara we have Panchabhutas and Indriyas. The Indriyas are coming from Ahankara only. So Indriyas are 10 Indriyas. We have 5 Karmendriyas and 5 Jnanendriyas. Ahankara, from Ahankaras, Rajoguna. Ahankara with Rajoguna develops this 10 senses. That is 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 action oriented senses. And he says Indriyani Dasha Ekam. Dasha Eka means 11 Indriyas. What's that 11th Indriya? That is mind. So mind is a product of Ahankara in Sattva-guna. So 10 senses are product of Ahankara in Rajoguna, and mind is the Ahankara's Sattva-guna product is mind. So Indriya Gocharaha. What is Indriya Gochara? Indriya Gochara means they are Shabda Sparisha Rupa Rasa Gandha. So they are called Indriya Gochara. Means the thing which Indriyas observe. We have all the Indriyas, we have eyes, but if there is no Rupa, then what eyes can see? We have ears, if there is no Shabda, what ears can observe? So like this, we have senses and we need sense objects. So that is called Shabda, Sparisha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So these are the sense objects. So they are called Indriya Gocharaha, and they are the qualities of gross elements. They are subtle in nature, and they are between somewhere Ahankara and gross elements. So this 24 elements is called Kshetra. And then he starts speaking about the condition of mind, the characteristics of mind. Mind has Icha, Dvesha, Sukha, Dukkha, and much more can be said. So mind has so many different combinations, so many different expression or bhavas. This is the characteristic of mind. So this 24 elements is the main ingredient for everything in this world we see. Like we have 26 letters in English. You have 26 letters. So with these 26 letters, you make word, then you make sentence, then you make paragraph, then you make a page, then you make a chapter, then you make a different cantos, then you make a book. So the whole book, if you see from outside, it's like a whole book, and you have a whole bunch of books, and you have a library. So everything is just coming from 26 letters. Similarly, in this whole world, you can see so many different varieties of body just coming out of 24 elements. So this is how the Vedas, they bring us to the higher understanding that there is nothing else than 24 elements in this. So where do you get this? Sorry, yeah. So when you read the book, people they say, okay, read this book, you will get knowledge. Read this book, you will get knowledge. But where is knowledge? Whether knowledge is in the paper or knowledge is in that letters or the combination of letter or in you. So knowledge is in us. When you have knowledge, then by reading those books, then the knowledge develops. Otherwise, just by eating the paper, you don't get knowledge. So knowledge has to be in you. Similarly, in this world, everything is Ajit and knowledge is within you. That is soul. The soul is Jnana Swarupa. So what happens by means of understanding this thing, then knowledge develops. That's why these 24 elements are detailedly explained in this. Otherwise, he doesn't have to teach all this thing. So he just spoke about Prakriti, and then before going to explain more about this Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga, Krishna is going to give us the qualification or qualities which are necessary to understand this jnana. It is not possible for everyone to understand this jnana. It needs some special qualities to understand difference between the two knowers. That is two kinds of Kshetrajna and Prakriti. It needs at least 20 qualities. So from shloka number 8 to 12, Krishna speaks about 20 qualities. Krishna says, this is called knowledge. When you have this quality, then I consider these qualities as knowledge. One who knows the difference, they have these qualities. Or if you want to know the difference between Prakriti and Purusha, then you should develop these qualities. So in both the case, this is considered as knowledge. When you have these qualities, you develop knowledge. When you have knowledge, these qualities are already there. So when you have these qualities, you can understand you have this knowledge. So in both the ways, these qualities are very important to understand this knowledge. What are these qualities? He says, Amanitvam. Amanitvam means don't show pride. Even though you know so many things, you don't show pride. If that is the case, then what to say about us? We don't know anything. Why should we have pride? Even those who know so many things, they are very humble. But without knowing anything, we are all very egoistic. So he says, Amanitvam, don't be too egoistic. And then Adambitvam. Adambitvam means don't make a show. So don't make a show of spiritual life. Be as you are. Don't make a show bottle spiritual life. That is called Adambitva. Then Ahimsa. Ahimsa means not only by physically hurting or beating someone, squeezing someone. No, even by words, don't hurt anyone. Because even if you beat someone, that may get disappeared. But if you hurt someone with your words, it is not going to go away. So hurting someone, that is called, we should not do that. Even by our words or in our mind also, we should not hurt anyone. That is called Ahimsa. Then Shanti. Shanti means tolerating the insults. Then Arjava. Arjava means straightforwardness. Straightforwardness is very important quality, because if you are a bad, then you can be straightforwardly you can be a bad to that person. Not that internally you are bad, you are always cunningly thinking how to destroy him, but outwardly you are very friendly with him. Like we have Kubja, who was with all the time in Dasharatha's house, but ultimately she just destroyed whole family basically. Dasharatha died, and three wives, they become widow, and 4 sons, they are in the street, and everyone is suffering. Whole country is suffering just because of one woman, Kubja. She had this anarjavatva. So this, if you are a Nastika, be a proper Nastika. Don't be like outwardly you are like an Astika and inwardly you are Nastika. No, be a straightforward person. Arjava. Then Acharya Upasana, service to the Guru. Because if you serve your Guru, then he bestows all kinds of knowledge without even much endeavor. Then Saucha. Saucha means internal and external purity. So external purity we can take bath with hammam, with different kinds of soap. Internal purity, how is it possible? By means of Nama Sankirtana, and also by unnecessarily not thinking about others' bad quality. When you start thinking about others' bad quality, then you are already touching that bad quality. Then you are already engaging yourself in that bad quality. So don't deliberate your mind in others' bad quality. That is also good to keep our heart very clean. Because Everywhere there will be bad qualities. So why do again and again think about it? Maybe if we can help him, but don't think about those bad qualities. Then Stairya means steadiness on the spiritual path. Then Atma Vinigraha, restraining the mind from the sense object. Vairagya Indriyarteshu, lack of taste for the sense object. Ahankara, giving up the false identification with the body. Then Doshana Darshanam, Janma Mrityu Jaravyadi, Dukkha Doshana Darshanam. Seeing the difficulties in this world or problems in this world, it is also actually knowledge. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Seeing these four problems of life, birth, death, old age, and disease, as the real problems of human life, this is real knowledge. People nowadays, they are trying to find solution. They have problem solving solutions and so many different things they are now coming up with. They want to find solution for this problem, that problem, but actual problem is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. If you understand this, then it is considered as knowledge. Otherwise, where is happiness in this world? Is it this world is very happyful? No, this world is completely, like Krishna said, dukkha alayam ashashvatam. Between one happiness, between one distress and another distress, we have some middle time, some gap, and we consider that as happiness. Between one disease and next disease, we have some gap, and we call it as healthy life. So this is not real happiness. We are just shifting our miseries from one place to another place, and we think that is happiness. So seeing the real nature of this world, that is called real knowledge also. Then asakti means lack of affection for your family beings. Because if you develop too much attachment, then at one point of time, either he may leave you, or you may have to leave him, or she may leave you. So keeping this in our mind, this will happen anytime in our life, in our family. This is happening all the time in many families. It will happen to us also. So don't keep too much attachment. We are all in this world, just like people traveling in the train. So when you are traveling in the train, you are together with your passenger for some time. When the stop comes, they all get down and they go. So we cannot expect them, or we cannot kai for them. When the place comes, they all go. We should have this asakti, that is little detachment from our family. Then anabhisvangaha, lack of absorption in happiness and distress. And samachitta means all the time with joy or depression or favorable or unfavorable condition, we should have equal state of mind. Otherwise, in this world, this dualities all the time it comes up. Sometimes people, they praise you, sometimes they disrespect you. They praise you and they make a defame of you. It happens all the time. It happened to Krishna also. They were glorifying Krishna, and suddenly they started to call Krishna as thief. Krishna has stolen Shamanta Kavani. And sometimes we find we are healthy, and sometimes we find ourselves in a very miserable condition. So now we find in this cold season, pouring ourselves on the hot water, we find it's very pleasing. But when it comes to April, then it's like hell when you have this hot water. So in this world, these dualities are keep on coming and going. It's like an ocean. It's like a wave in the ocean. You cannot stop it. So what you can do, can simply try to tolerate it. So this is what you can see consistently. Krishna is speaking about this having samabuddhi during duality. So this is consistently Krishna is speaking about this everywhere. So instead of expecting respect from others, instead of expecting some good thing from others, why don't we think, yes, let me give something, let me become a servant of everyone, I can serve them, I don't expect anything from them, but let me be a servant. When you expect something, then you get dissatisfaction. But without any expectation, if you start just serving, if you start just doing, then without expecting anything from anyone, if you start doing, then you won't find yourself frustrated. Then avyabhachari bhakti means steadiness in your devotion service. Then virakta desha sevita means found of solitary places. Sometimes you need to be stay alone, not all the time in a group. No, you need to stay sometimes alone, so that you can think about it, you can deliberate on some subjects, you can know your situation. Then Artir Jana Samshadi, lack of taste for material assemblies. All the time going for some marriage, some birthday party, this program, that program. Where is the program for Krishna? We are all the time running for, we are like social animals everywhere. Immediately, if somebody calls you for marriage, immediately we go. Somebody calls for even small programs, we run immediately. No need to go. If there is no Krishna, if there is no Sankirtan, if there is no Bhakti, if there is no devotees, if there is no Harikatha, no need to go. No need to waste our times. And as much as you associate with people, that much contamination you will get. So stay away from everyone, because we cannot, how a devotee can associate with non-devotees? It's impossible, because the way they talk, the way they deal, the way they eat, the way they see their life and dressing, everything is disgusting for a devotee. So and they cannot be like us, they cannot understand our position, and we cannot be like them. So devotees, they always want to stay away from those kind of material association. Adhyatma jnana nityatvad, constantly deliberating on the subject matter of jiva, or constantly deliberating that we are soul and we are different from this body, we are different from this family. We should be affectionate to everyone, but we should not develop attachment with anyone. We can show mercy to anyone, but we cannot develop raga, we cannot develop this urging kind of attraction towards everyone. So in this way, a devotee, he stays with the family, he stays with the society, but he's not attached with anyone. So this how we should see, we should develop. That's why even Hiranyakashipu, he speaks about how we should live in this world. Like he gives an example, in a desert, people are so thirsty for water. So they all come to a place where they serve water. They all come to the place, they drink their water and they go away. It is not that those who come for water, they all stay in one place and they make a samaja, or they make a society. Okay, we are all here to we are all here for search of water and we make an association. No, nobody does that. They just come, drink water and go away. Similarly, we all come together to quench our thirst, to enjoy our karmas. So we all do our karma, we all enjoy our karma and we go back. So we should have this kind of jnana all the time. That is called tattva jnanartha darshana. Remembrance in the heart, the meaning of the statements of real knowledge. That is called tattva jnanartha darshana. So in this 20 qualities, one quality is very important. What is that? Avyabhachari bhakti. Avyabhachari bhakti means pure devotion service. When you have this pure devotion service, all other qualities they develop. So even for a jnani, if you want to become a jnani, then you should have the pure devotion service also. You should have this pure motivation, unmotivated devotion service. Then all the qualities of a jnani develops. I think we will end here because it's already 7:30 and I don't want to struggle you too much. And we are in the 12th shloka of 13th chapter. So tomorrow we will go through 13 and also I guess 14th chapter, because 14th chapter is comparatively small and the subject matter is also very small only. So tomorrow we'll see this both 13 and 14. I will end here. If you have any questions or comments, you can ask them. Okay, all the great jnanis, I guess you're all deliberating on the subject very deeply. So keep deliberating until we meet tomorrow. So we'll meet tomorrow with the subject matter of the 13th chapter and 14th chapter. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. I guess nobody is asking questions for question paper or quiz program. So I guess everybody is okay with without quiz program. So I don't have to struggle and break my head to create questions.